Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a vent for the back of your skirt. Let's get into this. So first, let's start with the back of the pattern. From here to here is 22 inches. This is your hips. The zipper should be 5 to 6 inches from the hips so that you can get inside the skirt. This is a 2-inch hem and the vent is 6 1/4. You need a separation between the vent and the zipper. Next is the lining. Cut the pattern a 1/2 inch shorter than the skirt pattern. Alright, so now that we got that out the way, I'm going to show you how to do the vent in a mini version so that you can see it better. Cut 2 pieces the same way as the back pattern. That's going to be your lining pieces. But remember that the lining will be a 1/2 inch shorter. Let's start working on the lining. Turn the paper the opposite way and separate the pieces. This is going to be the wrong side of your lining, and this is going to be the right side of your lining. Next, put a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the right side of your lining. Here, 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 and here. Now we're going to work on the wrong side of the lining. The first step is to fold the vent following the top line like this. Next, trace all around it and open it up to put a 1/2 inch seam allowance inside here. After that, cut off these pieces like this. From there, put a 1/2 inch seam allowance. The lining patterns are done. Now it's time to sew the vent. Here are the fabric pieces. This is the front piece and this is the front piece of the lining. It's a 1/2 inch shorter. I wrote on all the pieces so that you can understand it better. So the first step is to sew the main piece of the waistband on top. Then sew the zipper all the way down and stop right here. When you finish sewing the zipper, the next step is to sew all the way down and stop right here, right at the corner. Make sure the corners meet. When you open it, it will look like this. The next step is to snip this side only at the corner. This is how the main fabric will look. Now let's start with the lining. Take the wrong side and put it on top of the right side. Make sure it's lined up correctly and the corners meet. If I was making a real skirt, then I would leave this part open to sew to the zipper. But because we're not making a real skirt, it's just a tutorial, I'm going to close the whole thing at the corner. After you sew it, open it up and then snip this corner right here. Next step is to press the 1/2 inch hem. You can either iron it or baste it. I like to baste it sometimes so it doesn't move. It depends on what type of fabric I'm using. After that, press the 1/2 inch hem on the front of the lining. Next, take the lining piece and put it on top of the wrong side of the skirt. Take this side and flip it over like this. Pull this piece out and put the 2 pieces together. You're going to sew from that corner all the way down. Once you sew it, it will look like this. Take the lining and flip it over. Next, snip right over here. From there, go inside and push the fabric out. Press it so it lays down flat. Now flip over the lining. This lining right here is very important. These 2 pieces have to join together at the corner. But the bottom has to be even too. So from here to here has to be 1 inch. And the other side has to be 1 inch too. Put the lining corner right here and sew from the corner all the way down. Next, flip the lining over. This part is important because it has to be neat on the outside of the lining. Take this piece and push it inside. From there, push this piece inside too. You can press it so that it can lay flat. Make sure the bottom is even. If not, you can lift it up a little from the top. After that, sew all 4 pieces together from here to here. Once you sew that seam allowance, it will look like this. If you want your vent to look professional, then keep watching. We're going to do the hemming part. Let's go. So the first step is to put your main fabric right side to right side and sew a 1/2 inch. Then turn the skirt around to the lining. Put the front lining right side to right side and sew a 1/2 inch too. After that, turn both of them inside out. Look how neat it looks so far. So the next step is to turn your skirt this way and fold the 2-inch hem on your skirt. You will notice when you fold the skirt 2 inches, the lining will turn too, and it will be 1 inch. And that's exactly what you need the lining to do. You will see why in a second. You can hand stitch the hem or do a machine blind hem stitch. The choice is yours. For this video, I did a machine blind hem stitch so you can see what it looks like. Make sure you are using a thread that matches your skirt. After that, fold the lining 1.5 inch all around till it tapers to the 1 inch we have at the vent. This is what it's going to look like when you finish sewing it. You won't see it when you're wearing the skirt. There are different methods to make a vent. In the future, I will show you more methods, so you have options. Y'all know I like to show different options, so you can choose what you like best. But for now, if you want to learn how to pattern draft a skirt, then click on this video right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice. Bye, everybody.